Start with Tom Brew here.
Mike, probably the most complete effort you've had on a road game this year so far. You must be happy with that result on the road and kind of putting that behind you.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I mean, I thought everybody that played contributed, and our defense was solid from beginning to the end. So, I mean, I think when you go out on the road, you got to defend. That's what I told them before the game. You got to rebound the ball, and offensively, you can't turn it over. And I thought we were pretty good in all those categories.
Ravi.
Your defense in particular against Fats Russell and Eric I think they combined 25 made baskets. Why were you guys so good against those two?
Well, again, I mean, we set our defense mainly for those two and Scott, because they scored the bulk of their points. And I mean, we kind of locked in there. I thought everybody who guarded Eric and Russell, you know, were locked in. And I mean, and they saw bodies. I mean, they weren't able to see gaps where they could make plays off the bounce. And, you know, again, I pay tribute to the guys in the locker room, man, because they handled the game plan extremely well.
Dustin.
Keeping on that theme, Trey Galloway obviously stepped in and had a lot of those minutes on Eric. He's obviously had some big assignments lately. What's impressed you about him and what he's done in terms of stopping those higher scoring guards?
Well, the fact that he plays hard, man. I mean, he brings big time energy, and when you defending great offensive players, man, you gotta play with force, man, and he's done that for us. He changes the game with his defense and his energy, you know, and he can make offensive plays as well. So I mean, he was solid today all the way around for us.
Kevin.
How critical was that just first 5 minute stretch in the second half? You know, because you going up 7.5, have to be able to pad it. You know, coming off maybe some road games where you left the teams back in the game.
Well, Coach Knight's always said that the first 4 or 5 minutes of both halves are probably the most important throughout the ball game, and I thought our guys came out and responded, you know, in the second half, and you know, guys, I look at it, you know, we haven't played bad on the road. We've had some good games on winnable games where I couldn't get them over the hump, man. But this team is continuing to grow, and you know, we just got to keep banging away, man, and see where it leads us.
Coach, talk about Race and Trace's efforts. It looked like they just showed a little extra aggression down low on defense in terms of blocking shots and just denying open looks.
Well, again, that's the strength of our ball club, is playing inside out with both of those guys, and they were good tonight, man. I mean, Trace didn't have a double-double, but Race has kind of had his way here lately in terms of being able to rebound and score the ball, and I'm going to keep utilizing them. I mean, I think that's the strength of our team, and I think the surrounding supporting cast understands that, and that's important when you're trying to win basketball games.
Talking about Race, can you talk about what it means to the offense with him starting to knock down 3-point shots a little more regularly?
It's huge. You know, I've always had a 4-man that I've been able to coach over the years in the NBA that can make the long ball at that spot. That's valuable in our offensive system, man. So he's starting to feel comfortable about shooting. I mean, we never told him not to shoot, you know, and he's made some threes here as of late in the last few ball games, and I just hope it's a continuation as we continue this journey.
Would in the past, at the start of the game, this team would get down. Today they got down 8-0. In the past, it would be like 15-0. What enabled this team today? You didn't call timeout when it was 8-0, and they worked their way back in. What enabled this team to cut it right there and get back into the game?
Well, I wasn't going to call timeout. I think sometimes teams have to figure it out, and yes, we're still a team in progress right now, work in progress, and they figured it out. You know, their offense started to click a little bit, and then our defense got stingy, and now we're back in the game and made a hell of a game out of it.
Right.
Hey, Xavier is somewhat local here, and he seemed to have a really good floor game today. Could you talk about the 9 assists, only 2 turnovers, didn't shoot it particularly well, but he also seemed to give you an emotional lift?
Well, X is starting to see the game better is what I call it from a point guard standpoint. The game is slowing down now, and he's starting to see things, and he's making winning plays for our ball club. I mean, on both ends of the floor, he's always been able to defend and get after people, but offensively, I think the game is starting to slow down for him, and it's coming a little bit easier for him, and we're benefiting from it.
Your thoughts on Christian Lander, particularly in the second half of the minutes he gave you with Finney obviously being out right now?
Well, he gave us some positive minutes, you know. I mean, I got faith in everybody that wears this uniform. My whole theme is, man, whoever goes down is next man up, and whatever minutes you give us, you better make it the most positive minutes to help us win. That's what it's all about.
Last question, Tom.
Just getting this behind you now, and having a week to kind of, it's gonna be your first little sort of break in season for a while. How much does it mean to have this win going forward and then just kind of ramping up for the home stretch here?
Well, it gives us a chance, you know, as coaches to kind of retool and maybe add some things on both ends of the floor. And it gives our guys that are banged up a little bit an opportunity to kind of, you know, heal some of their wounds, and then we'll get back after it in another week.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right.
Indiana
Thanks,
players
guys.
will be